Yo, what's good? Welcome to Behind the Lyrics with Cash. My nose looks hella broken in this angle because it is hella broken, so you guys are just gonna have to deal with that. I'm excited for this series. I've always just loved talking to my family and friends about my lyrics and what they actually mean. It's interesting to hear other people's uh, assumptions about the lyrics or what they relate to and what they mean to them because it might mean something completely different than what I intended, but that's just as dope to hear that you guys find something in my lyrics and relate to it. So that's really what all my music is about. I used to try to make songs for other people and shit, or try to make that next hit record or to sound like this person. Um, but lately I've just been making music from my heart, and I feel like the best lyrics have come out of me since I started to do that, and I've never enjoyed making music so much. So yeah, a lot of the music like that I'm talking about hasn't even come out yet, but I'd say like Quicksand, I Know, Fahrenheit, shit like that are more along those lines. And then I have a new song called Dry Paper that's going to be coming out soon. I'm super excited for that one. Um, but yeah, if you haven't listened to Quicksand yet, I suggest you pause the video right now. Geez, I don't know where to look on this thing. I'm looking at the camera now, but that just feels weird. So it might just look like I'm looking off camera this whole video. Don't really give a fuck. But yeah, if you haven't listened, pause the video right now. Go listen to it, and then jump back in right now. So just to start, the whole idea of this song is it's like about it's about love, and love is blind. How it can pull you in, but it's not necessarily always a good thing. Um, yeah, so first lyrics is hold me down, let me take the weight off your shoulders, girl, come over now. So the idea of this is that when you're generally when you're holding someone down, you're being there for them, but I'm kind of doing a turn on these words where I feel like I'm trapped by that person, um, but for some reason enjoying it. Hold me down, getting held down like quicksand pulling you in. Um, Come over now, because that's all you want. Certain relationships are you're stuck, but you can't help but enjoy it for what it is. Hold me down, let me take the weight off your shoulders. It's like, I don't know if you've ever been in a relationship where it's terrible. You know that you're missing out on a bunch of things, and it's one-sided. You're going out of your way for that person. And it's bad, but for some reason you just want them. You want to keep proving yourself to them, proving that you're worthy, and that if you put enough effort, they'll give it back. So it's let me take the weight off your shoulders. Let me do the work if that means you're gonna love me back, because you're blinded by love or whatever you think is love at the moment with that person. We were young then, but it's all in our heads. We're getting older now. So this one, a lot of you guys are probably question who are these songs about? They're not anyone in particular. Some of them are. Sometimes I relate to previous relationships, but a lot of my songs about love are kind of metaphorical, for substances. So a lot of my songs that are about girls are really about booze, or when I was doing hella other things, shit like that. So this song's probably more along the lines of a metaphor, not really about anyone in particular. We were young then, but it's all in our heads. We're getting older now. Yeah, I don't know. My relationship with booze and partying and drugs, or even relationship I had when I was younger, it was good then, but now it's just all in our heads. We're getting older. We have to move on. Hence the next line. We can leave it all on the road now. It's fuck all the red lights. Yeah. So it's trying to move on, but it's still like bringing that them or that situation along with you. We can leave it all on the road now. It's fuck all the red lights. This can be taken two different ways. It could be leave everything about our past on the road and let's go together forward, making a new life, just separate from our previous ties or baggage. But it could also be like leave it all on the road now and it's time to separate myself from you, and the baggage and just completely moving on. But then I say you're stuck in my head like this little melody. Yeah, so like even if I try to move on, I'm saying like we can leave it all on the road now. But no matter what, like you're stuck. You're stuck in my head like a shitty melody on a shitty song you can't get rid of. Or a good song, but it's just annoying because that's all you can think about. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, I thought that was just kind of a fun way to like, you're stuck in my head like, and then it's just a melody, because that's kind of how it is with relationships sometimes too, where it's stuck in your head and you might not want it there, but it won't fucking go away. You're stuck in my head like Maria Perilla, I'd be your Rafael. I have to look into actually who these people are more. For some reason, that name came into my head, and I ended up having to Google it. And then I was like, who the fuck is Maria Perilla? I think she's like a tennis player or something. And then Rafael is her husband. I think they're both like super wealthy people. I don't know. I don't know. I thought it just sounded dope. But I'll be your Rafael at the cheapest hotel. We don't have to tell. This kind of breaks into like being in a relationship with someone that you shouldn't be with, or you're trying to keep it from people. Much like my relationship with alcohol, where it would be like, no, I have plans to do this or that, but really it's like, nah, I'm going to hide out and do my thing, and so I don't have to feel as guilty about it. Which, whole other story made things worse, but, yeah, it's like a little cheap getaway kind of deal, either with a girl, boy, whatever, or your own relationship with something else. In my case, would be booze. Okay, next lyrics. I'm probably gonna have to cut a bunch of this shit out and edit it. Woke up in a daze with these clouds in my room when it Holy fuck. Woke up in a daze with these clouds in my room when it rains and it pours and our love turns to clay. So that's, again, when you can't get someone out of your head, like you wake up and then like the first thing you think about is them, almost like a dark cloud hanging over top of you. And once that cloud rains, your love turns to clay, hence quicksand, and it sucks you in and you feel like there's no escaping from it. And I'm thinking, this all got me thinking, you already rent the rooms in my head. So that's kind of like a reference back to the cheap hotel line, but it's also like, you already rent all the rooms in my head, so there's nothing else I can think about other than you. Yeah. And into the hook or a chorus. Sip low, oh Jesus Christ. Sip slow, sink low while I pinch myself, because this must be a dream. Kind of straightforward with that one, sipping slow, sinking low into myself, thinking deep thoughts or overthinking. I pinch myself because this must be a dream. Quicksand got a hold of my feet. So that's one of those moments in a relationship or something else where it feels good. It feels good in the moment. It's like when drinking. You feel really good in the moment, but it's really just pulling you in. You're going to feel like shit the next day. Or when you fucking come to your senses. So yeah. Think fast, blink slow, Guess this must be perfect because it feels like slow motion. I'm trying to run, but I can't. I usually leave, but I'm staying. Quicksand got a hold of my feet. Um, Again, with you're with someone and it kind of feels like the whole world stops. Um, I guess it must be perfect because it feels like slow motion. Um, I usually run from these things, but this time, like, I'm staying. Quicksand got a hold of my feet. So, is it me personally choosing to stay, or does it feel like that love or that thing has you stuck and it's holding on to you? It's pulling you in. Sometimes it's pulling you in and you don't realize it. Um, yeah, out of the norm. Um, okay, next line. Uh, Running out of time, you keep me alive, girl, and I don't want to die too young. It's like, I know I'm getting older now, but I always stay reminiscing about, like, the younger version of myself, like those early teen years and shit like that. So that's kind of like I've written other songs that are more on that topic, but I'm touching on it, where I have to, like, embrace the fact that I'm now fucking 25 years old. I'm not 19 anymore, and it feels weird, but I'm growing up. This all feels so real now. Oh, it feels so surreal now. You keep me so young. When you're gone, it just feels like I'm older now. Yeah, it's kind of like when I'm drinking. It's like that escape from where I'm actually at. And then when I'm sober or when you're gone, I feel older. I'm like back to reality, and it sucks, but not anymore. I'm fucking sober and I'm enjoying myself, so that's good. Um, and then it kind of just loops back to the beginning. I wanted to add like a whole other verse in here, but I liked how, like, short and sweet the whole song was. Um, yeah, I feel like if I added another verse, it would have been forcing something. So technically, the whole song should have just, like, restarted after the chorus, but then I added the running out of time little section there right before I loop back in, and then just spiced it up with, like, harmonies and stuff to keep it a little bit more interesting instead of just a straight repeat. Um, but yeah, quicksand. It's like love or something that you have love for that pulls you in, whether you like it or not, and you get stuck in your head, rents all the rooms in your head, and you can't stop thinking about them, whether you like it or not. Sometimes love pulls you in, and it's a great thing. If that's what this song spoke to you about, then that's fucking dope. But sometimes love pulls you in, and it's not a good thing, and you're stuck there, and you have clouded judgment, and it's not until later, when you break away from that person or that situation, that it all comes clear, and you feel older now, or you just feel like, damn, I wish I was thinking more clearly when I was in that situation. But such is life. You can't fucking spend all your time thinking about the past. You gotta move on and learn from these situations. So, yeah, that's quicksand.